You might feel like you're lost, but really you're just outgrowing the life you created. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, my life is actually pretty good, so why doesn't it feel like mine? Nothing is necessarily wrong. You're not necessarily in crisis. Your life may even look successful from the outside. You've done the things you were supposed to do. You've worked hard. You've shown up. You've taken care of all the people in your life. You've created stability. And yet, there's this quiet feeling that something is missing. Not because you're ungrateful, not because you don't appreciate what you have, but because somewhere along the way, you may have lost connection with yourself. You're moving through your days, you're handling what needs to be handled, but you're not fully experiencing yourself inside your own life. And that can be a confusing place to be, because when nothing is obviously wrong, you start asking, why don't I feel happier? You start asking, is this just what life is supposed to feel like? Is there something more I'm supposed to be creating? Is there something wrong with me? Today, I want to offer you a different perspective. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're not broken. Maybe you're simply at the point where the life you created no longer matches the woman you're becoming. And that's not a problem. That's an invitation. So most people, they try to change their lives from the outside in instead of the inside out. They change the job, they set new goals, they create new routines, they try to improve themselves. And those things can be absolutely valuable. But often the deeper question isn't, what should I change about my life? The deeper question is, who am I becoming? And does my life reflect her? Because your life is not created only by your choices, it's created by the identity you're choosing from. And most of us don't consciously choose that identity. We literally inherit it. We build it from the expectations placed on us, the roles we stepped into. The things we learn will make us accepted. The ways we learn to be responsible, successful, helpful, and needed. And over time, we create a version of ourselves that knows how to function, how to perform, a version that can achieve, a version that can handle things, a version that can keep everything moving. But sometimes that version of you was created for a season you've already moved beyond. And now something deeper inside of you is asking, is this really who I am now? Is this who I am? Because it doesn't feel like it. Your identity creates your reality. The life you experience is constantly being shaped by what you believe is possible, what you allow yourself to want, what you say yes to, what you tolerate, what you're willing to walk toward, and what you keep holding back from yourself. Because the truth is, you don't create your life from your goals. You create your life from the version of yourself who believes those goals are possible. That's why you can have the vision. You can have the desire. You can know something more is calling you, but still feel stuck. Because the next chapter of your life requires a new relationship with yourself. Not a completely different person, a deeper, more authentic version of you. Why trying harder doesn't create lasting change. This is why so many women feel frustrated. They've done the personal growth work, they've read the books, they've listened to the podcasts, they've set intentions, they've tried to create better habits, but something still feels off because lasting transformation doesn't happen by forcing yourself to become someone else. It happens when you connect and reconnect with who you truly are, when you understand the patterns that have been guiding your choices, when you release what no longer fits, when you expand your capacity to receive, choose, and create differently. You don't need another version of yourself to perform. You need to come home to the version of yourself that has always been there, creating a life you love. Creating a life you love is not about blowing everything up. It's not about chasing some perfect future version of yourself. It's about becoming more intentional, more honest, more connected, slowing down. It begins with shifting the question from, what should I do with my life, to what kind of life feels true for who I am now. That question opens up something, because suddenly you begin to notice where you've been living from obligation instead of choice, where you've been shrinking instead of expanding, where you've been following old expectations instead of your own inner wisdom. And you begin making different decisions, not from fear, not from proving, not from needing everyone else to approve, but from a deeper sense of self-trust. Because your life is not something that has already been decided. Your life is something you are continuously creating. Every choice, every boundary, every belief, every moment you choose to honor yourself, that is where transformation happens. If you're listening to this and something inside of you is saying, there is more possible for me, I want you to know that feeling matters. It may be the beginning of your next chapter. Not because your life is wrong, but because you are expanding. And the woman you are becoming deserves a life that reflects her. If this conversation resonated with you, you can subscribe to my channel and click the link below. Here we talk about identity, growth, alignment, and creating a life that feels deeply yours. Because there is more possible for you. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.